Check this out. A bullish pattern on the 6-hour chart versus the bearish pattern on the daily chart. Guys, what pattern is going to win and break us into further volatility instead of sitting right below previous all-time highs? Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Dilbert T. Dumpage, but you can call me Dill or Double D for short. Guys, we've got so much to be jumping into in this webisode. As for the last 48 hours, Bitcoin's volatility has ever so slightly decreased, but are we about to see some further volatility? I think it is very likely, and as well, I think it's extremely unlikely that we're going to see this prolonged, extended lack of volatility as we sit right underneath all-time highs, right? There's going to be a move soon. There are so many things shaping up on this chart, and there's so many mixed signals coming from every direction. But in the end, who is going to come out stronger on the other side? And guys, did you know if you turn this button blue, there is a higher likelihood that Santa Claus might leave a special little treat in your stocking this year, if you know what I mean? Wash your socks, boys and girls. And as well, Bybit did just announce today that they're having an exclusive Xmas hamper. So many different prizes, guys. So as well, if you're interested, make sure to check out the links below. There's quite a few different things going on here. So many different rules are listed below. And as well, using my link below still for a limited time up to that additional 610 trading deposit, guys. Keep in mind, only for experienced traders, only if you want to support the channel, and as well, whether it's leverage or not, trading in general is risky, so always take that into account before you start trading. Guys, wow. So if we take a look here on this daily chart, obviously we talked about the bearish divergence earlier yesterday, and we have not seen a follow through of that. But before we delve any deeper into this topic, keep in mind, even if this bearish divergence does get confirmed and does play out to its full extent, it is not that important. Unless you plan on exiting cryptocurrency and Bitcoin completely in the next month, this, let's be honest, is not super significant, is not something that matters too much. Okay, we've seen this bearish divergence play out before. I mean, specifically, if we go back just 3 months ago to August, or actually now 4 months ago, time really flies by. Back at the very beginning of August, actually exactly 4 months ago, August 2nd, we started to see this shape up. And we did get a dump eventually. It kind of took a while to play out. But we did get about a $3,000, actually about a $2,500 move over a few weeks because of that. And you guys know what happened after. We ended up getting, again, that daily cross. This is something we've talked about many times. This is something we were extremely excited about back here at the very beginning of October, because we said the other times that we've gotten this cross in the last year, which, again, keep in mind, going all the way back to January 7th when we got this cross on the daily chart, we got pretty strong rallies afterwards. Remember, we were talking about 30 to 50% pumps every single time we've gotten this bullish cross, with the 21 daily going above the 50 daily moving average on the daily chart, right? So back here, I think we had like a 30% pump initially. So this is actually about a 45% pump. And then we had like a 50% pump from the moving average. Then this one was about the 30% pump. And this one absolutely blew everything out of the water. This one was absolutely destructive. This was about a, geesh Louise, 85% pump so far. Absolutely insane. Holy moly. So yeah, that accounts for like the $9,000 run that we've had. So I remember we were talking about this. We were saying, wow, this is absolutely insane. Are we going to get a repeat of every single other time that we've gotten this daily cross in the year 2020, which we had at that time 3 other crosses? And lo and behold, we did have that cross. And boy, oh boy, this rally still may not even be over. So that's the really key thing. But based on what I just said, the most important thing to take away from that is I showed you the 3 other times we've gotten those crosses and the 3 other percentage increases we've gotten after those crosses. And this one's like, so far, the run we've had is already like double the highest of those other 3 times that it happened in 2020. So it should go without saying that a dump here should be one of the most predictable things ever. So guys, whether you're holding, whether you're DCAing, whether you're trading, keep in mind, we're up 85% in the last 2 months. So if you're not fully anticipating a dump at this point, even if we never get one, if you're not anticipating one at this point, I think that's extremely foolish. I think that's extremely foolish because, again, keep in mind, even if we do have more upside in the short term, how much more upside can we have? So again, we still have this bearish divergence. Will it play out? That is the question. But guys, also, as we all know at this point, TA does become a little less important as we enter insane bull markets because, again, this is the best part about Bitcoin. Sometimes, specifically when we enter periods of bullish cycles like we're entering now, like we've entered, as of the last few weeks, sometimes Bitcoin gets more bullish than these charts seem to predict, which is awesome, right? That's why we love Bitcoin, because we love when Bitcoin just keeps going up, even though the technicals are maybe saying, whoa, where's the pullback? Why? Maybe we should have a pullback. So with that being said as well, I think this is fairly interesting here. It's not the prettiest pattern. And again, it's not something I'm putting a lot of weight on at this point, but it is very interesting because it lines up with some other things on this chart as well. So we had that high back on November 21st, and then we set this other high just recently, about a week or so ago, kind of the last week of November. We got a pretty big drop, and now so far we have held support basically at this same level. It's kind of ascending here in terms of the support and resistance, but this could be shaping up to potentially be like an inverse head and shoulder. Now this is the 6-hour chart for Bitcoin. If you go to the 4-hour, you can kind of see something like it, and the 1-hour is just a complete mess, so you can't really see it there, but this will be quickly invalidated if it's not. So while this bearish divergence could still take a little bit of time to play out, we won't know necessarily immediately, in my opinion. This we will know rather quickly. It is only on the 6-hour chart. We'll know rather quickly if this is going to play out. So we're getting a bullish cross here as well after dipping below and getting a bearish cross. It also kind of resets some of the indicators, but it wasn't too powerful of a downward move. But yeah, we're getting this bullish cross with the 21 going above the 50 here on the 6-hour chart. And it looks as though we're trying again to get this bounce. Every time we've gotten one of these significant pullbacks, so far we've been getting bounces. So we'll have to see how much room this bounce does get. And guys, the crazy part about this as well is if this does come up to this level, to the top of this potential inverse head and shoulder right here, the best part, because this is ascending, is it would have to be above $20,000 per Bitcoin. So Bitcoin would roughly have to come to about 20,100 US dollars. And obviously, if we're at that point already, it's most likely going to be breaking out, period. So that's the best part. So if we even come up to even try to validate this pattern, the breakout should already be validated because we would have set a new all-time high by another like $200 here. So very interesting to see that. I think the big level of resistance that we need to watch, though, is what this white line is showing on this chart. And currently, it's right about 19,400. Now that's been a very key level. If we just go on this chart, you can see $19,400 level is obvious. We've gotten very, very few closes on this 4-hour above that level. In fact, we've gotten very quick rejections below that. But if we look here, again, the 18.4 to 18.6 is a very critical range. Currently on the 4-hour, the $18,400 level is where we've been bouncing very strongly, but more specifically 18,600, that level that we're still talking about, we've been talking about for days now. We also got another bounce just about 12 hours ago here on this chart. So when we set that low, we came all the way down to 18,000, bounced, but we only got 1-hour closes above 18,550 to 18,006. So pretty wacky, and as well as you can see on the 1-hour chart, we've been squeezed for roughly 12 hours between the 21 and 50 hourly moving averages right here as well. So you can see we've had not one close above or below this in about 12 hours. Key thing to look for, if we come down to 18.6 again, I think it's very likely that we're going to break through that and potentially go down to our next leg, which again could be the low 18,000s. Lowest in the short term, potentially 17.7 also. And obviously the story to the upside is very predictable. If we come up and basically complete this pattern, then we're going to have a breakout. Because for this pattern to be complete, we're creating new all-time highs, right? So we're so close to the bullish scenario that the bullish scenario is very obvious. But again, guys, the crazy thing about this is we have so much support below us that has been being built specifically over the last few weeks, because none of this support on this weekly chart existed before these last 3 weeks. We've been forming all of it, and so far it's been insanely strong for what it is. It's been very good support for what these levels are. So again, very good. It's awesome that we held 16.6 just a few days ago, or about a week ago at this point. And the key thing I'm watching is to basically hold above these levels and complete this trajectory. If we get a rejection off of 19.3 or 19.4, then I do think that potentially, that's when we're maybe going to see that downswing to the low 18,000s, even the mid 17,000s. So that's what I want to watch for. But this is more interesting because if we get this over the next 12 to 24 hours to come up, hold 19.4 at the lowest, but ideally continue above that, we could be seeing another breakout. Now, the last thing I want to talk about here is that this area that we're at, I think, is kind of confusing people a little bit because we're basically right underneath the highs that we just set recently, and we have not gotten a strong rejection yet. And the main takeaway of this is we're seeing something happen that I'm personally happy about, which is TA is becoming a little less important at this very moment. Fundamentally, I think that's where some of this excitement, the hype, really starts to jump in, because let's talk about this. If we do get these dips, maybe we come down to 16.5 over this month. Maybe we come down to 15.5 over this month. I personally think that TA obviously will play a part, but I think the fact that so many people are gaining interest, or at least have more confidence if they've been in the market, in Bitcoin now than they ever have. More and more people are subscribing to the narrative of this baby's about to burst. This baby's about to blow, right? It's milking season. And again, that's something I'm excited about as well. So let's just keep our eyes glued to this chart, because I think we're going to see a continuation. We're going to see a play out, and I think it's illustrated the best here on this 6-hour chart. So will the bulls win? Will the bears win? We'll find out very soon. Well, guys, so if you're interested in trading, you have experience, you want to support the channel, make sure to get up to an additional $610 for trading on Bybit using the code WIN$500 in the comments below. We also have a free tutorial here, guys, so if you're interested in checking that out, the bonuses will be credited on the 25th. Oh, and as well, we'll be picking a winner in the next webisode, so make sure to leave your comment below.